Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, so China has announced that they are curbing their production of aluminum. And the reason that they are giving is because of environmental concerns, because aluminum production causes so much pollution. Now I'm going to say, you know, they are doing this. It cuts into their profit, but they're doing this right now. Right now, they're not pushing this 30 years down the line, 50 years down the line, like the United States is doing. I've mentioned before also that China has imposed a 25% tariff on steel exports. The Chinese military has been planting trees. In a single year, the Chinese military planted over 1 million trees. Can you even imagine the United States military getting out there and planting trees? Now, I'll say the Chinese military, of course, produces pollution in and of itself by their, maneuvers and so forth. And there is a big debate to be had about the environmental impact of the Belt and Road Initiative. But we'll wait and see just what they do with that. But if they are imposing certain rules and conditions, and they're willing to cut their profit from exports, then they are looking at longevity. They're looking at the environment. They're taking actions on the environment. And meanwhile, what is the U.S. doing? We're increasing so-called defense spending, and the U.S. military is the biggest polluter on the planet and doing absolutely nothing. We are not doing anything militarily or, on the production side to offset any of the pollution that we produce. The United States is looking to increase production of virtually everything right now, no matter what the environmental impact may be. Fracking, steel production, aluminum production, etc. We can go further into steps China is taking as well. I've said before that for years China has been reducing their exports of rare earth minerals. A large part of this has to do with environment, because rare earth minerals cause the mining and processing of rare earth minerals has a strong environmental impact. So that is part of this. They are also cutting profits from corporations within China to divert a lot of that into social equity, wealth inequality. They're addressing these things. Every single year, China puts out a statement that they are working on eliminating severe poverty, and they have made tremendous strides toward eliminating severe poverty, while we, as a nation, are making severe poverty worse and worse. The gap between the top and the bottom, grows wider and wider. Our environmental impact grows worse and worse. So what are some of the impacts of this on you? Now, I've already talked about how the production of steel, the tariff on steel is going to increase the production of consumer goods, construction, the infrastructure, how much steel goes into building a car or a truck. Well, now you got aluminum, which will impact a lot more than you might think. A lot of vehicles have aluminum components, including engine blocks, your beer and soda in cans. There have been shelves that are empty of, certain kinds of sodas, or severely reduced stock of sodas and beer, etc., that are packaged in aluminum cans. Well, that's going to get worse because a lot of aluminum, raw aluminum, comes from China. So what, are we going to increase aluminum production? And what does this have to say about the environment in the United States? Yeah. So, our government and capitalists keep on telling us that inflation in this country is transitory. I've said before, there is absolutely no evidence to even make that statement. There are too many things that are beyond the control of the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, Walmart, Wall Street, etc. They cannot control what China is producing, what other nations are producing, or if these other countries impose tariffs. They cannot control major storms that destroy entire crops and entire industries and shut down oil and gas production for weeks at a time, or energy production. Right now, Louisiana residents are looking at having weeks without power. Without power, you don't produce anything. So, you keep on going with this. The capitalists and the government cannot control the mega drought that is going on in the West. So, to believe that inflation is transitory is a foolish statement, because this cannot be predicted or controlled by capitalist entities. It cannot be controlled except at the profit margin level. That is and I've explained before, a reduction in supply means a reduction in supply. It does not mean that it costs more to produce. It means you use less labor to reduce your costs. You produce fewer goods, but that does not impact the cost of consumer goods. It is only the profit margin of the capitalists. It is capitalist greed which impacts the cost of consumer goods. Capitalist demands for higher and higher profits are always what leads to inflation. Always. Just as capitalist greed is always what leads to a market crash. Every single market crash in history has been caused by speculation, by capitalist greed. We have, as far as environment, we have over 1,300 Superfund sites in the United States alone, nearly every single one of which has been caused by capitalists with inadequate regulation or because they sidestepped those regulations. They violated laws that were in place meant to protect the environment. And then we wind up picking up the bill to rectify these situations. And right now, we are many decades away from cleaning up all of those Superfund sites. And it is going to cost more and more as time goes on to solve this problem. It costs you, it costs me monetarily, environmentally, health-wise, etc. Capitalists are very willing to poison you for their own profit motive. They will poison the land, the air, and the water and have no qualms, no guilt, feel no accountability for doing so. All right. So the inflation is just going to get worse and worse. The environment, our government, and industry have no concerns about any of it, except in marketing campaigns. All right? Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month and help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.